But what else happened on Raw tonight? Obviously, we had Big Show slamming fucking
Roman.
Yeah, thank you. Through the top of the taxi cab. I guess the big thing about that is, and I don't know if it's true or not, was supposedly what the rumor running around is that was somebody's personal car that they put on loan to WWE and was not expecting it to get damaged.
Oh God,
that would be fucking kind of funny to hear. So I don't know what's going on with that.
They got the money to take care of business with whoever they got to pay off. But I mean, I don't see the point in once again they go overseas, they do what they got to do. But just Reigns has beaten Big Show so many times. It's me and Don Tony talked about this last week. It reminds us of the late '80s of Ultimate Warrior Andre the Giant feud, a feud that you kind of thought you wanted to see, but not really. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then it just went all over the circuit, and just everyone was saying how they were just stinking it up. And it's for some reason it's very important to the WWE that the Big Show is involved in all these things, and I think they do it to fuck with all of us. I really do. I think they do. I think they think it's funny that everyone chants "Please retire," and he gets a lot of heat for that, and they think it's funny, and they put him in these angles. And now I'm not sure if Kane is now going to be a full-time babyface.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on with that?
I don't know. I mean, with the whole Daniel Bryan coming up there and challenging him to be a man again and stuff like that, is he going to don the mask back on and go back to being the Demon Kane or some shit like that? I don't know.
Again, I mean, it's funny because someone had wrote me an email the other day and had mentioned, we all talk about, Kane, Mark Henry, Big Show retire, and it's very valid. They are in their mid to late 40s,
right?
And it's getting a little ridiculous now. But and basically saying to me, but how does the WWE not see guys like Johnny Curtis or Adam Rose or Leo Kruger, whatever his name is, worth keeping around because they are young, they're in shape, they're uninjured. Like, why invest this time in these old timers who really don't draw? I mean, they're really not a drawing factor on the card. They're just they're just kind of there. And if they're not putting anybody over, what's the point? It just doesn't make sense. So basically, how long have you been watching wrestling? What is it supposed to make sense?
Right.
But Big Show, I just think that they have some fondness for all of these older guys. Some of them they like, some of them they don't. And I just see Big Show and Kane as just two backstage favorites, I guess, who just they feel have to be in the mix, or maybe they feel that they still bring something to the card. But I am pretty damn sure that you will never be online with someone saying, "Yeah, I'm here to see Big Show." Right. You're never going to see that.
No, and then that's
they're just part of the card. Listen, they did bring a lot to the business years ago, but their value, it's like watching an old guy. It would be like watching Jeter still on the Yankees. It's like, all right, enough is enough. Your skills are not as there anymore. Go out on a good note. Why just continue to go into the ground? I just don't get it. Big Show especially. If someone said to me, if I had to pick between the two, like if you really had to pick between the two, honestly, Big Show or Kane, I would go Kane. How about yourself?
Yeah, no, that's fair. There's more value to Kane.
I would just go with Kane because I just think Big Show is probably more oversaturated on TV. Kane has kind of saved himself a little bit by doing more kind of this corporate Kane thing, which is annoying. Nobody likes that gimmick. But there's something to be said when he puts the mask on and the fake hair. It is almost like it's a different character. I got to say that much.
The fucking wig, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you see it as a different gimmick where Big Show is always the same. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I guess you got to kind of look at it as, what has Big Show done in the last, we'll say 5 years? What has he done that's been memorable in the last 5 years? At least with Kane in 5 years, he had a great big storyline angle with fucking Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Right. But Big Show, even in the last 5 years, since 2010, I can't think of anything.
Memorable, except multiple heel face turns.
Oh, well, and crying.
Yeah, and crying.
Crying. There's no redeeming factor to Big Show at this point. Look, I'm sure he's very proud of the fact that he won the Battle Royal, if he even gives a shit, from WrestleMania. Yeah. And I guess that's the potential gimmick that he's working, that he's the greatest giant ever because he won a Battle Royal. But,
It's not that if he gives a shit, it's does anybody else give a shit?
Right, and nobody does, man. Nobody's like, oh, wow, he really is the greatest giant ever, Kev.
I couldn't tell you who won last year's Antonio Cesaro. Where's he now? I mean, he's a tag team champion, but he was supposed to be a world champion, if you remember last year at this time.
Yeah, no, he should definitely be higher up on the card. He should be having a lot more grandstanding matches and stuff like that, but he really doesn't, you know. And I'm wondering if that comes with the time of now that we have the bus flip, you know, is it time that we start bus flipping some of the older guys? I mean, seriously, at this point, you're wasting so much time and effort and energy, and I don't mean just from the speculation of the matches that Big Show's in, but the fact that the creative team has to write these guys into shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's more than just the wrestlers on TV. Like, oh Christ, look, Big Show's wrestling Dolph Ziggler. Fuck, wah. You know, you're going on to the point where writers have to sit there and go, okay, well, we have to have a reason that the Big Show is wrestling such and such. And it's like, you guys are wasting so much time and so much ability and fucking effort on a guy like Big Show, when at this point, this stage of his career, move along. You haven't done anything in 5 years. Move along. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know why he and like I said, especially for a big man, I'm surprised his health has held up as much as it has now for him being over 40, because like I said, by the time Andre was that age, Andre was just beaten down. I mean, I think Andre was in the business a little bit longer, a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, did a lot more international stuff than Big Show does. You know, Big Show's just part of the WWE. Where it's a different time. I mean, it's just a different time. Health is different than it was in the 70s and 80s. People look out for themselves a lot more now than like Andre probably had. He maybe taken better care of himself, he probably would have. I don't know if he would have lived much longer, because he had legitimate, real health problems by the time he hit 40.
Yeah, he had that bone disease,
I think it was just a different type of the different types of giants, literally.
Well, he had that bone disease as well, I think is what it was.
Yeah, he had
too.
the bone disease, and I think there was just writing was on the wall from the time he was a little boy that he wasn't going to live very long. I don't think Paul White is. I can't say that. I'm not a doctor. Once again, speculation, but I don't think maybe. Obviously, he's got a clearance. He's been checked. He's okay to wrestle. He's on the road all the time with WWE. But Big Show is only 2 years younger than Andre was when Andre passed.
Yeah.
Andre passed at 46. Big Show's 42, something like that, Mish.
Close to, yeah.
41 or 42. But just in general, there's always just a time way to bow out gracefully. It's in baseball, football, hockey, every sport. Wrestling is not your typical thing. It's true. It's like, because someone brought up the point not too long ago, and it was a pretty good email, where they said, Kev, wouldn't you say that wrestling is very much like acting? And do you say, okay, Clooney, you're 50-something, time to move on? It's not exactly the same. I mean, I understood the points, but Clooney doesn't do anything physical. That's why they have stuntmen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not that same thing as a movie star who's getting older, like Mel Gibson. Like, these guys are useless now because they're older. No one's saying that. But they're not in-ring talent. This is a physical entertainment sport. This is not acting like you're in a Broadway show.
Right.
This is, do you understand what I'm saying, Mitch, where they're saying there's value for older guys because it's not legitimate, like they're really getting hit.
Right.
But they are getting hurt for real. That's not really a fair thing to say.